Hello to my Scorpios. All right, Scorpios, let's get it. Let's see what's in your cards. Scorpios, the moon is moving into Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. It's associated with the color green. It's also the peacemaker planet, right? That's the light side of Venus, but the dark side of the planet Venus is that it's vain and vengeful. It can be vain. It can cause people to be vain and vengeful, and also green with envy and disrupt peace, right? So you want to make sure as the moon is moving into Libra, and Libra is also balance, and it's a partnership zodiac sign. We're not talking about any Libras that you know, but it's a partnership zodiac sign that your partnerships, you recognize energies that's in your life that are green with envy, or energies that are vain and vengeful, or doing things to disrupt your peace, right? These are energies that are connected to you now, right? So, or energies that you left behind. You learned the lessons. Like, okay, I don't want those types of energies. I want to be able to learn the lesson. I don't want to, look back and go, I didn't learn the lesson. Why do I keep attracting those types of energies without learning the lessons, right? Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards. So don't forget to document your dreams, your downloads. Sometimes things don't become clear to you until many years later. Sometimes you invite people to your house and you didn't realize many years later that they were winking their eye at your significant other, or that they and we're not talking about hearsay, we're talking about you saw it and didn't see it, right? Or that you saw your friend coming out of the office with your manager, and somehow that friend ended up with that job that you applied for. Or some subliminal messages were online that you thought, certain things, like, or even on the high side of that, some messages that source was trying to alert you to some things that was actually giving you an edge, like downloads into your dreams that could have actually shown you some kind of favor, so you can look at it light and dark side of some things that could have actually shown you some favor. So let's get into it. First card out of the deck, here we have the King of Wands. You inspire, you motivate a lot of people, but there's also a lot of people who are watching every little thing that you do too. Here we have, it could be fire energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or watching every little thing that you do. Here we have the King of Wands. Here we also have the Eight of Wands. And Source is saying to you, these are some energies that have an inability to control their passions, right? In other words, you have some energies that are obsessed with you, okay? There's no other way to say it. Here we have the Queen of Swords, Five of Wands here. And so they desperately want to reach out to you. Here we also have the Page of Pentacles here. And also the Queen of Wands here, right? They desperately want to reach out to you for some reason, but like I said, it would be a bait and switch, right? So maybe seeming like they warming up to you first, and then an all-out argument. I mean, if you've already experienced it before, if you know the spirit, so I feel like somebody's prayer life is going to increase, and also your meditation life, so that you don't miss anything, right? So that's where you're taking action. Fire connects us with inspiration, enthusiasm, energy, action, your goals, your mind, your ambition, your dreams. And so that you're not just waiting for things to come to you, you're inspired to pray more. You're inspired to meditate more, and wait on answers from source, Most High God. Instead of other resources. You're waiting for somebody to burn you. You're waiting for you to have some kind of friction or get into an argument with somebody before it's like, oh, okay, that's how you really felt. No, Source is trying to help you before that happens, right? So, ideally prayer, is going to help you now that you started out on your throne. So you made it to your throne. You prayed your way to your throne, and things are going to start happening for you fast, right? So your attitude is going to really determine your altitude, and some energies really want to connect with you. They're obsessed. There is nothing healthy about obsession. You all are a fixed sign. You don't want to get fixated on. Well, I mean, they're harmless. I know you all are a very intense sign. This not that. They obsessed, right? Here we have Madre Tierra. Here we have the Temptations card, the Death card. Here we have the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, and also the Ten of Cups. So here we have Madre Tierra. So some kind of fulfillment of fear, doubt, uncertainty. with some situations. It's ended, so you've closed out cycles. You've learned how to create very firm boundaries. It's a whole new you. And it's a good thing because you don't want to give off the scent of fear. You don't want to give off the scent that you're not on your throne, right? You have been enlightened from the inside out. You're not interested in any friction with them, but at the same time, you're not scared. You're not scared, but you're just not interested in any. You're not giving it any air. Let me just put it that way. So fire cannot live without air, can't breathe without air, right? So you're not giving it any thoughts. You're not talking about it. You're not thinking about it at all, right? Here we have the Five of Swords. Every time you look back at certain types of energies, it just makes you come across as hostile, like being around certain types of energies. It just makes you come across as like you're the one that's hostile. Here we have the Four of Cups, and it almost takes away your, like this would be your inner child right here. Like you're neglecting your own inner child being in those spaces. It would be equivalent like see how these people are sitting around the table and you can tell everybody's just like a warm environment. Everybody's just kind of sort of, you can just see the energies just seem relaxed, at the table. You don't even feel relaxed around these energies. It just you just remember every time you think back, you just felt tense. So you'd rather not be around those types of energies. It's almost like being in a space where you feel like there's some kind of hidden secrets going on and you don't really know. The energy just feels off. It just feels awkward and odd, but you don't know what it is. You don't really know what's going on. So yeah, you committed this new you, like I said, creating very firm boundaries. And the Devil card being in the major arcana. Devil card symbolizes enslaved to some kind of obsession or lust or some kind of restriction. That's another reason why somebody is saying, this is not an energy that you even want to play with, because these types of energies, this is not, like I said, they enslaved to whatever their demons are. So they're not themselves. You may be thinking that you're dealing with some energies that's in human form, but they're enslaved to their demons. A lot of shape-shifting going on. Nine of Cups here. So I'm seeing your wishes being fulfilled. Just close out cycles and move on. Not answering any phone calls, text messages, emails, none of those things. Having compassion for yourself and putting a manhole cover over the past. Like I said, 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2. Closing out cycles. Some energies are going through a tower moment, right now. Going through a tower moment right now. Let's put this here. You created a very firm boundary, for some energies that, like I said, you were the one that initiated it. You were the one that initiated a change. And, yeah, you were the one that initiated the change, because I'm seeing new changes here. You're learning how to invest in yourself and manifesting. See, it's not just about money when we talk about Pentacles, right? Pentacles connects us with money, wealth, material possessions, practicality, home, health, generosity. Something was manipulating your emotions, like either getting you scared or angry or just unhealthy emotions. Something was manipulating unhealthy emotions. So you had to initiate the change to end something with two types of energies all together. And so there's a real temptation, because I feel like you're feeling like some energies are trying to pull on you. Their energy is trying to pull on you. And so it says, get away from that fast. Get on it fast. Get away from it fast, because your wishes are being fulfilled. Things are happening for you both in your personal and your professional life. So you don't want to neglect your own inner child now that things are starting to happen for you. Just because energies, you can almost, well, I can't say almost, you're actually feeling it. It says your ruling planet Pluto is retrograde, and even if you're a cross watcher and you're very in tune with the Scorpio in you, you're feeling something. You're feeling that people are going through a rebirth, a death rebirth. So they could either be going through crying out to source, for help, in the sense that they're trying to go through a rebirth. They're going through a metamorphosis themselves, right? So you're going to have to let them go through it. So when you see the Tower card, you see things are just crumbling down around people and they're crying out to source. Help me, help me. They're going through like this. They're going through their own personal hell. And however that looks like, you can pray for them, but you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink it. So leading a person to water, for example, would be like pulling their birth chart. Let's say it's your child, your adult child, or let's say it's a sibling, or a colleague, or whatever the case may be, that may or may not know about it. Or let's say you have scriptures that you can offer them, from the Bible or some spiritual text, and you can say, well, here's something that may make you feel better. Something where you're saying to them, this may make you feel better. It's up to them to take it or not, right? You may introduce them to the living water inside of them. It's up to them to take it or not take it, right? So, but you can't force anything on anybody. You can pray for people though, right? And so source is saying to you, as people are going down, they could be going down kicking and screaming. All kinds of hell could be breaking loose. Demons could be popping out, coming with all whole bunch of shape shifting going on and stuff like that. And like I said, you can pray for people, but things are happening for you. Sources, your wishes are being fulfilled. You're no longer neglecting your own inner child. Some energies want to reach out to you. And like I said, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. For somebody, it could also be a Capricorn that you close out a cycle with. It could also be another Scorpio, because I'm looking at this right here. Here we have the Seven of Cups here. Here we also have the Page of Cups. Here we have the Hangman. Here we have the Tower card again. We have the Queen of Wands. We also have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so Tower card came out twice. Yeah, Tower card came out twice. So like I said, it's two types of energies that's going through some stuff right now that Source is saying, hang in there, with yourself. This connects us to Neptune, which is currently not retrograde. The only planet that's currently retrograde would be the Judgment card. That's Pluto, right? And Pluto is the planet of power, transformation, obsession, death, rebirth. And you definitely have some energies that are obsessed with you. It could be a Leo that's obsessed with somebody. Like obsessively watching somebody. But Pluto right here connects us with the Hangman, and not Pluto, excuse me, Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of illusions, delusions, imaginations, dreams, escapism, spirituality. And so Source is saying, hang in there with yourself, because when you see that things are not going well for people, and you're already on your throne of praying for people, there's also that level of compassion too. It's just like, okay, I'm praying for people. You're not demonizing people. You're praying for people. You're offering them, water. And like I said before, you can believe that they need an exorcism, but still you're praying for them, right? Here we have the Seven of Cups, because that would be that temptation to vibrate on a lower frequency, talking negatively about them and, all this other stuff. But Source is saying you got some good news coming across your path. That's why I'm saying specifically to keep your vibrations high, because the things that you've been praying for are coming across your path. And so, and you definitely don't want the tower to fall on you, right? So here we have the Queen of Wands. So you and And we also have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so the Queen of Wands came out twice. Source is cooking up something nice for you. You're definitely investing in yourselves. You know, somebody could be taking up a new skill set that's going to increase your money, because I do see new money coming across your path. You're creating a new life for yourself around a new group of people, which is good. You know, Source is putting you around very wise energies that's helping you on your journey. Let's see what else we got going on here, Scorpios. Let's see. Somebody could be in a new department or a part of a new organization, which it could be a new department, right? And the enemy, the devil in the major arcana, is really, really trying to create a bunch of confusion. All I can tell you here is that really choose what works best for you. That's what I can tell you, because there is no human being on the planet that's your God. That's it. Anybody who is trying to put you in a position of making you feel like they're your God, or if they got to demonize other people to make you make a decision about what to choose, always choose the highest, most high God, which is not in human form. That is not a human being, right? So yeah. So let's just say your creator gave you a purpose, and that's who you're praying to, your creator. Whoever gave you a purpose. Here we have the Chariot card. That's where you're going to be rewarded. Here we have the Chariot card. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Sun card. Here we have the Five of Cups. Here we have the Two of Wands, the High Priestess card, right? Source is actually rewarding you for, you're divinely protected on both sides, because it really is your heart to serve Source. Really, it is Source, the source of everything for you. Most High God, like, what is the source of your strength, the higher power? Like, so Source is saying to you, here we have the Ten of Pentacles. You're thinking about creating a legacy with someone, right? And then we have the Five of Cups, but somebody is definitely lamenting, over some things, from just kind of sort of somebody from your past. It's two types of energies from your past that's lamenting over some things in the past. While some good news is coming across your path, some energies from your past are lamenting, and you're tempted to go backwards but continue moving forward, because they have to go through those emotions. Like I said, you can pray for people, but they're going to have to go through it. Here we have the Two of Wands, because Source wants you to continue to move forward, right? Continue to move forward. And like I said, I see you praying and meditating, on their behalf, praying and meditating. What is this, 8? Yeah, so it's just trying to keep you booked and busy and not burdened, at all. Their energy wants to reach out to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. We are not other people's savior. Like I said, you can lead people to water, but you can't force them, to drink it. And I feel like somebody is pulling on, their energy is pulling on your feelings, your emotions. You poured so much of yourself into things. Somebody is High Priestess energy. And this is the person who's an initiator, someone who is very creative and very logical. But in reverse, it would be someone who is very confused and has a disorganized mind, right? So stay focused, because you're picking up on some energies that's really going through hell right now, right? And these are energies that demonized how you're creating your life. Source needs you to stay in your light, your sunlight, meaning that your purpose, your creative life force. Stay in your light, stay in your light, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. You don't need to get distracted. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see what else we have going on. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, like I said, your wishes are being fulfilled both in your personal and your professional life. You're divinely protected. Excuse me, from two types of energies that, like I said before, created a whole bunch of drama. Around you. Ace of Cups. Here we have the Moon card. Here we have the Hermit card. Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and also the Nine of Swords, right? So as you look through all of this, meticulously pay attention to all of this. This is analyzed. When the dust settles, and here's the Moon card, and you recognize just how delusional, let's put this here. You recognize just how delusional some energies are. When you're trying to dream bigger, there's some energies that were just determined as two types of energies to drag you to a lower frequency, to try to overwhelm you, to try to get you to not believe in yourself. These are the types of energies that don't know what their purpose is, so they try to disrupt people's, the flow of ideas. They try to slow down people from inspiring other people. So many different distractions all around you. Here we also have nightmare. They try to create nightmares, in people's lives. Here we have the Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles. That's what Source wants you to continue working very hard. I see you being financially independent, so as you're making some decisions and you're trying to pray your way through some things, for clarity, and operate in childlike faith, because that's what Source wants you to do. And take everything case by case basis. I feel like somebody is going to come to draw the conclusion that somebody's going to come to, here's the Page of Swords right here. Somebody's going to come to the conclusion that when you got energies that are stalking people, see how this lion right here is stalking somebody? We're talking about apex predators, right? When people are preying on people's perceived weaknesses. Out of your mouth, when you're praying, it cannot be in a passive way. It even says to go boldly before the throne, right? When we talk about throat chakra, it's ear, nose, and throat. If you give off a scent of fear instead of a scent of faith about anything. So water connects us with intuition, quality of relationships, friendships, your emotions, your feelings, your subconscious habits, your need for your spirit to be fed. And if you feel like you put your sensuality, your sexuality, and you feel like you put your blood, sweat, and tears in your relationships, and you really don't get a whole lot back into that, and you could be pouring out in certain spaces, there are certain energies who will prey on that. And somebody is starting to learn that you have to draw from your well from within, the living water within, right? Because people will prey on that. And they will come in sheep's clothing. So somebody is learning, but you're divinely protected. You're divinely protected. I would say stay close to Most High God. Stay in your prayers. And as you're creating the life that you're creating for yourself, let Source lead and guide the way. And do the mirror work. This wants to come out. Yeah, do the mirror work. Do the mirror work. Put yourselves first. That's right. Journal your journey. The spy is now turned on. Like I said, the spy is now turned on. Somebody's in a crisis. Listen to your intuition. Your ex wants to return. And they're really trying to somebody's trying to really box you in. It's time to start dating again. You have the gift of clairaudience. That's clear listening. So you have the gift also of clairvoyance. That's clear sight, right? So you want to leave them behind. Somebody failed at stealing your identity. Don't give yourself a headache. You're protected by angels. Get locked in and laser focused. Prepare for an increase in pay. Like I said before, somebody's learning how to invest back in themselves. Time to ground yourselves. Their plan to disrupt your money backfire. Your gifts have actually been increased. Because Source is saying, now that I got your attention to increase your prayer and meditation life, now you're starting to show me now you're starting to show Source your obedience to Source. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about spirituality, which comes before religion. You are getting in tune with source inside of you. That's what I'm seeing with somebody. Like, you're not playing games here, because it can be very tricky. When you see the devil card, the devil is, like I said, enslaved to something, some kind of obsession, right? Obsessed, fixated on something. Lust, restrictions. So when you want things to flow to you, where do you go? To the inside, to inside yourself, to the living water. You go within. Because there's some energies right now that's going through a blockage when it comes to, things in their lives, and they can't figure out why they're going through a blockage, right? But you're continuing to move through a rite of passage. They can't figure out why. They're too busy running around stalking people. Obsessed. Instead of praying for people, they're too busy praying on people. Orgasm, 29. Thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates to your renewal. So the number 11, 29, 2 and 9 is 11. 11 is a master number. It symbolizes light, Light. This is where you're going through a rebirth, right? But this rebirth for you is going to feel, is going to feel great, because you're learning how to tap into this new way of creating a life. First time we experience water is in a womb. So you're going through a rebirth on your own. You're increasing your prayer and meditation life. You're doing things to nurture yourself. So don't forget to pull your birth chart, find out what your moon sign is. This is what's going to water you, what mothers you, what nurtures you. If you feel like you're around a bunch of energy vampires, people are just draining your gifts, left and right. You're like, oh my God, like, you just feel spiritually dehydrated, right? So you're learning how to pour back into yourselves. A time to give rather than a time to take. A Virgo could also be involved too, because I'm also seeing that in the Hermit card, right? So you're really learning to go to a higher mind, having innate spiritual understanding of things. Going to the inner wisdom, the master teacher, which is source. First question for the moon in Libra, since we're talking about partnerships. Libra is a zodiac sign that loves partnerships. We're not talking about whether you love Libra, like them, can't stand them or not. We're not talking about any Libras that you know. You could have Libra in your birth chart, but Libra is a sign that sits in the middle of all the other zodiac signs. It's a partnership sign. It reminds us that there's no need to go it alone. We're not living our lives in a vacuum. And you don't have to fight your battles alone. So partnerships are really, really important, but it's quality of relationships. You pour so much. You got to make sure you're not the only one that's pouring everything into everybody else, and you just feel depleted and dehydrated, pouring everything you got into your job, romantic relationships, friendships, family relationships, and everything. And everybody's just expecting for you to do everything. And then when it's time you're saying, well, nobody pours into me. And so you so used to pouring into that when somebody does come along, or people come along and they want to pour into you, you suspicious. Because you forgot what clear water even feels like, or that you have a well of joy you can tap into from within, right? So that's what I'm saying for you all. Here are the questions. The first question: is your work bringing more peace, justice, beauty, or harmony to the world? And then how could you amplify that? The second question is, what would happen if you spent more time with people who are completely at peace with themselves? The third question is, do you receive as much as you give, or vice versa? The fourth question is, which small steps could you take to create more beauty in your space? And then last but not least is, what would happen if you were to shift from complaining to a permanent sense of gratitude, Yeah, somebody is very creative. Looking at your cards here, and that creativity, water, this is water. You're highly intuitive, and the source wants you to know your worth, because water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. The source wants you to know how sacred your water is, your intuition, your sensuality, your sexuality, your emotions, your mood, your feelings, your need for your spirit to be fed. Because with all this creativity that you have, whether you're a singer, dancer, songwriter, whatever kind of life that you created, you really are an asset to whatever room that source puts your feet into. And people will, like I said before, we starting out with this, energies watching you. They will pounce on that, and they will take full advantage of that and put you in survival mode and drain you dry, blood, sweat, and tears. And so source is saying you really do have to, like I said, you're starting out on your throne. I feel like somebody does have a very rich prayer life. But also with the devil card in the major arcana, the devil is very crafty and can come as, meek as a lamb, So source is definitely making sure, I think I put in a previous reading for you all, that as you're moving through your rite of passage, you're definitely not the person you used to be, but you're still continuing to move through phases of life, and you're becoming wiser and wiser and wiser, Scorpio, so that you're pulling your ancestors through and making sure that when you're passing this information down through your generation to your children, their children, and so on and so forth, that they are being alerted to the different types of energies that's out here. Because somebody came from prayer warriors, and so sources have allowed you to be in spaces where you had to pray your way out of some situations, and created exit points, to pray your way out of these exodus, to pray your way out of these situations, to help you to also teach whoever you're passing that down to. So you're still moving through, your rite of passage. But like I said, that's what I have for you. Let's see, we have a number, and let's close it out. 00. I am observant. Angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. That's it. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. There you go. That's it. Open your spiritual eyes. We have more than just that third eye and those two natural eyes. Focus. I am devoted to a clear mind. I take action towards my highest goals daily. I am confident in my abilities. I release distraction. To get the important things done, I am organized. I am in control of my thoughts. That's it. One thing to note is that these energies right here, they can't read your mind. They don't know what you're talking to source about. That's why source wants you to increase your prayer life, so you'll recognize source's voice. They don't know, these energies don't know what you talk to source about. They don't know how source is guiding you. All they know is your pattern of behavior. They're limited to watching you on social media. They're limited to whatever you show them, Scorpio. They're limited to seeing how you move in the office setting. So if you work in the office with them, they watch you what time you go to lunch and who you communicate with. They're very predatory energies. They watch every little thing that you do, but they don't know what you're praying to source about. So any little move they thrown off, they like, oh, yeah, you usually, and they'll tell you, you usually do such and such. You usually post on such and such a day. You usually go to lunch at such and such time. I thought you usually go to lunch with so-and-so. Oh, but you went with so-and-so today. They watch every little thing. So be mindful of all of that. Like, pay attention. Really, really pay attention. You're going to pay something, pay attention. That's what I'm seeing for you all. Hopefully those questions have helped you. And hopefully those questions have helped you. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.